ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் தொடிகளை சரணம் பொன்னடியாம் சங்கமனம்.
அடியாம் சங்கமனம் ஸ்ரீசைலேந்திரயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதிகுணார்ணம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்யஜாமாத்திரமுனிம் லக்ஷ்மீநாதசமாரம்பாம் நாத்யாம்னமध्यமாம் अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुज रुक्मव्यामोहदस्यदिराणि तृणायमेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्ति दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता युवतेस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य नः कुलपतेर्वकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रिविहलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाह भक्तांग्रिरेण परकालिदिंकमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्गुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं यकुणतोरे कुलतोरे வியல்வோராயிடினும் அக்கணத்தை நம்மிரவராவரே மிக்க புகழ்காரார்பொழிற் கோயில் கந்தாடை எண்ணன்யனம் பேராளனை அடைந்தவே சீருற்ற செஞ்சொல் திருவாய்மொழி பிள்ளை சண்முகமும் தாருற்ற மார்பும் தளிகை பதங்களும் தன்மனத்து பூரித்து வாழும் மணவாள மாமுனி பொன்னடிகள் பாரில் தனித்தபடியேன் சரண் என்று பற்றினனே. ஏற்ற கலங்கள் டுடே. அந்த பாசுரம் வந்து இட்ஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் தான். ஆச்சாரியர்களை பற்றி தான். இட்ஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் தட். முழுக்க 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 அவளை பத்தி சதாச்சாரிய லட்சணம் சச்சிஷ்ய லட்சணம்னு ஸ்ரீவச்சன பூஷண திவ்ய சாஸ்திரத்துல முழுக்க அதை எலாபரேட் பண்ணியிருக்கா. ரொம்ப அழகான ஒரு விஷயம் அது. அந்த பாசுரம் இன்னைக்கு we'll get into Q&A first.
இந்த கேள்வி வந்து முதல் கேள்வி, how many times we have to recite திருமந்திரம் என்று கேட்டிருக்காரு. இவர் வந்து இங்கிலீஷ்ல பதில் ஒன்றுன்னு கேட்டிருக்காரு. சுவாமி, how many times you have to recite திருமந்திரம்?
What is the name of the person?
Kiran Kumar Varma Ramanuja.
Kiran Kumar Varma. Ashtaksharam, we don't basically do japam for the sake of any result. Prapannas, that is those who have surrendered, they are known as, those who have done prapatti, they are known as prapanna. Prapannas, prapannar in Tamil, prapannargal, prapanna. Those who have done prapatti. Prapatti means sharanagati, and by sharanagati we mean absolute sharanagati, not some ritualistic sharanagati. So now we have to segregate these two. Which one? Ritualistic sharanagati and absolute sharanagati. Better to take notes. I mean, even if people are listening in YouTube also, it is better that they take notes, because I'm going to explain it in a very structural way. If they take notes, it will be very easy for them to assimilate, articulate, assemble, and then present it also. Right? So we'll take this question as an opportunity to explain a little bit about Sharanagati. I will repeat the things again and again, because that's the only way it will go inside. The more and more we drill it, it goes inside. So I'll keep repeating this. We have two things. One is absolute Sharanagati and the ritualistic Sharanagati. There's nothing wrong in doing the ritualistic Sharanagati. It's okay. But what is wrong is to remain in that state. Right? So the steps are like this. The first level is a disciple, a seeker. We'll call him a seeker. Okay? He becomes a disciple of an acharya, a preceptor. There is the seeker who approaches an acharya, a preceptor. And because we have defined him as a seeker has a set of lakshanas, qualities. We can't say, hey, you know what, can you teach me Mumukshupadi now? Or Rahasyatrayam. It doesn't make sense. So people, we don't call them as seekers. Seekers are those who are very serious in their pursuit towards a very high goal. right? So the highest goal that we know of is liberation. That is attaining moksha or salvation. That's what is the highest goal. That is known as Purushartha. For which I need to know about certain things. So a seeker has to be first appraised. Seeker needs to be appraised of his level first, because some people might come and seek some less important things. Some people might ask, how do I get this kind of siddhi? For example, siddhi and all ashtama siddhis are there. So people are looking for those kind of low level things. So there might be people who are looking for that. There might be people who are looking above these things, like the position of Indra or Brahma or anything like that. Some power where they can dominate, rule. And then some people might want something above that for themselves. That is swartha. They want to be happy, blissful, free from all this. If they can get an option to be like that, they would prefer that. That is one level. So as a person approaches, two things the preceptor has to do. One is first appraise of what he wants, understand his level. If it is something very below to that of what you are interested in, teaching or preaching, right? Say, for example, you are in a college. A school student comes and approaches you saying that I want this. It is very apparent, so you can easily find it out. You can send him to the respective level of teacher. But in a spiritual pursuit, it is very, very difficult to find out what this Atma has accumulated in terms of both the virtues as well as the sins, based on which the level of wisdom the Atma already has acquired and what it has to. So when an Atma comes to, when somebody comes to you, you cannot say you are asking for this, so you go somewhere. First, you should know what he is looking for very clearly. That is an appraisal stage. Next one is by telling about something higher than that, whether that person is interested. Whether the person is interested. Some people might not be interested, which means they are not yet there at that point in their journey. So you have to send them off after the appraisal. But after giving an opportunity to know about the higher goals. In case the person is interested, now we are actually pulling him up. Right? Now we are pulling him up, pulling this person up. So if the person is interested, it means that he is actually ready for this pursuit. It's just that because of his Papa Visesha, he was covered with, the murk that actually distracted him from knowing about this. But then with Bhagavad Kataksha, he has reached the right person where now there is an opportunity and the Kataksha is working, so he is catching up. Say, for example, if somebody worships the sun god for 7 birth, they'll be sent to Rudra. That's what Shastra says. If somebody worships Rudra for 7 births, Rudra sends them to Sriman Narayana. That's what Shastra says. Now somebody is worshipping Rudra. They came to us for in pursuit of something. Now we say, you are worshipping Rudra. Are you interested in a higher goal? Say Shimana, no, I'm not interested. I'm not looking for those kind of things. I won't worship anybody other than. You should respect that. right? You should respect that, and you should allow him to pursue, except that we are not the right person to help them out. Basic dharmas we can help, but Vaishnavism is all about the supremacy of Sriman Narayana, and so there is no match. But instead of simply sending them, you should tell them this scriptural statement from the Shastras that says, if you worship for 7 births, it means you will be sent to Sriman Narayana. Now, if the person asks you, like, okay, I'll wait for 7 births and then go, what is the hurry? The person might ask, or the person might say, oh, is it really? Then can I get it now itself instead of waiting for 7 births? If he says, maybe this is his 7th birth, we don't know. That's number 1. Right? Number 2, if the person says, I will wait for 7 births, then we can ask, how do you know that this is not your 7th birth? How do you know this is not your 7th birth? Number 3, in 7 births, if you do puja, you are going to be sent to the Supreme. If you can get it at the first birth, what stops you from getting it? It takes 7 births to go to Supreme God, Vishnu. If you can get it in the first birth, why would you say, no, I will wait for 7 births? Because after 7th birth, you are going to come only to this place and you are going to understand that this is Supreme. So why do you wait? You have to tell all these things. After telling all these things, if the person is vehement in saying, no, I don't want now, you can let him go. Absolutely no problem. This is an example. This is an example of how to apprise, how to communicate with people. Not simply pushing our thoughts. At the same time, not rejecting them, saying that they are not fit for us. There should be a dialogue. Dialogue should be very neutral, very genuine, allowing their freedom, respecting their sentiments and all those things, and understanding their level of wisdom. All these things should be taken care of, right? So once a person comes, now we have 2 options. One is the person is at the right level, so we onboard the person. Other one is the person is at the wrong level. The person is at the wrong level. Again, we have 2 options. One is send him back or make him understand about this level. If he is interested, engage him. Right? Now see, when people approach for samashranam, this is what should actually happen. They come for samashram, they want samashram. Why? We want moksham. What is moksham? What do you know about moksham? What do you actually want? I want to be free from this samsara. I'm irritated with this. So if you get peace here itself, will you stay? That's the next question. Because most of the people, out of some pressure, family pressure or some torture or something that they are not able to handle, it could be physical, mental, whatever, financial, so many, anything. But only out of some pressure, they always seek the religious path. Mostly, if you see, it starts with some kind of, I want to do something so that I want to get out of this situation. That's how they start. 99% of the people, right? So we have to have this dialogue and then bring them on board. As we onboard them, if they are interested, the first stage is known as Jnana Dasha, which is acquisition of wisdom. Knowing things as it is with utmost clarity and developing a kind of determination towards the truth. Getting to understand the truth, absolute clarity, and developing a strong attachment to stick to it. That is determination. Adhyavasaya. Dridha Adhyavasaya. That is what is something that needs to be done during this stage. That is known as Jnana Dasha. This is the time when the person learns everything from the Acharya and is seriously interested. So he is not like some part-time coming and listening and some audio and online upanyasams. Those are all we keep telling the same thing. This is only to create ruchi, it is to allure, attract, and for their benefit. We are not trying to do some multi-level marketing or something like that, some MLM kind of thing, right? This is a genuine attempt to give an opportunity to all those who are interested in this highest level of pursuit, or the pursuit towards the highest entity, the Supreme Sriman Narayana. Right? This is a process in which we onboard a person. The first thing that we share with that person is about Sri Mantra or Thirumanthra. Right? Now we need to understand one thing. Prapatti is, after the person enters into this, as I told, Jnana Dasha. You have to give the person various opportunities. If the person has already traveled through any of these things, it would be easy for him to catch up. Otherwise, he will take some time. The time could be either this birth or even next birth. If the person has already acquired all these things in the previous birth itself, it will be easy for him. Or with Bhagavad Kataksha, everything can happen at an instant of time itself. So all these combinations are there. We have to understand. Either the person has already, say, you are going to cover this much of time to educate this person, but the person quickly grasps all these things. Only here he is taking some time, right? Only at the end he is taking some time. It means that he has already acquired that. It's a journey across all the births, right? If the person is struggling in the beginning itself, he is just onboarded into the journey. We have to understand that the journey is across the births. We should not think this is the first samashranam he is going through. This is the first time he is going to do everything. Not necessarily. For few people, some people, it might be the first, and this might be the last. For some people, this might be the first, and it might take few more births. For some people, this might be one amongst many births in the journey, at which point they're trying to acquire something more from previous level to the next level. And it could be last birth for them, or they might also take few births and then finally reach the end. These are all combinations. These are logical things. There is nothing much that we will have to, read through various scriptures in order to understand this. This is the journey of the Atma. Now, in this journey, we have to understand that we started from point 0. That is, the Atma was almost same as Achetana, meaningless, despite the ability to work, do an action, and experience, kartrutva and bhoktrutva, and knowing, jnatritva. Despite having these capabilities, at some point in time, we were almost same as Achetana. Then the Supreme Lord gave us an opportunity by giving Sharira and ability to do things. And he presented, he did not create, he presented the Shastras. Then he came by himself. Then he also sent Alvars and Acharyas. So he is trying to help us to acquire this wisdom in a very systematic way. This is what is the game all about. This is what is the whole Leela Vibhuti is all about. That is, from point 0, you are going to reach the highest point, which is infinite. That is the supreme. We are not going to become supreme. We are going to reach to the level where we are complete in jnana. From a point where we were 0 in jnana, it is known as sankuchita jnana. That is completely shut down. We call it as ajnana. Now, the ajnana is being removed throughout this journey. There could always be some step up and step down, fallbacks, because of your misbehavior. Because of misbehavior, to the level of knowledge that you have, you should behave yourself. When you misbehave, you are sent back to learn lessons. So it is all about the siksha. You keep learning and you grow across the births, across various births. In this journey, if you see, mostly the initial step is do this, you will get something. You do this, you'll get something. Right? You do something, you will get something as a result. You put a seed, pour water, get a plant. That will give you fruit. So you are always used to doing something and getting a result. Then your pursuit is, I want better result, I want more result, I want quality result. Quality is better basically. The other one is more quantity. So you want more in quantity, you want more in quality. That's how you always look for. In this pursuit, in this journey, when he reaches this point, right, where he is now engaged towards liberation, because of his vasana that he has been doing so far, he thinks he has to do something in order to get this liberation. That's when karma, jnana, bhakti, yoga, they are introduced. And that is when these mantras have to be chanted as japa, as upasana. Right? This is one part. So he needs to know what is upasana. The person needs to know what is upasana. And then after that, even doing that upasana is going to give you liberation. But that is going to take janmanta sahasreshu tapojnana samadhibhi. Naranam kshina papanam krishna bhakti prajayate. To get a Krishna bhakti, it will take zillions of birth. After you start this upasana, after you start your journey towards liberation, not before, after. That itself will take so many births. You don't know how many births. That is upasana. So there we do this without, whether we know the meaning or not, we want to do the japa. We think by doing that japa, it will cleanse ourselves. Now attaining salvation is getting out of the circle of the cause and effect, karma. And you have an account, like a bank account, you have a karmic account. The karmic account maintains the results of all your actions that you should experience. Avashyam anubhoktavyam kritam karma shubha shubham. Whether you have done good deeds or bad deeds, you have to go through experiencing the results of it. As you experience, you are going to do more. Right? As you experience, you are not going to simply experience and then you are going to wash off your hands. You are continuously doing more and more actions also in continuous births. So actually what happens is the karma actually bundles up your karmic actions and the respective results based on your actions. The results actually pile up like anything. And it is beyond our imagination to understand how karma works. I don't know, I don't remember if I had given this example before, but we can give it again. A person by mistake, he does something and somebody dies. By mistake. No, he does something, then that somebody dies. Now the question is, what is it that he should, how he should be punished? How he should be punished? Why he should be punished? For only one reason. The person says, I did by mistake. So what? If you want, you give me punishment. The person doesn't repent. No anutapa or paschatapa. If you repent immediately, it is known as anutapa. If you repent it at least after some time, it is known as paschatapa. Repentance immediately after a wrong doing is known as anutapa. Paschat, afterwards. If you do the same repentance a little later, after somebody says, hey, you have done something wrong. You know how it has impacted that family. Then he feels like, oh, yes, I realize that. That is paschatapa. Now, without these two, the person deserves to be punished. Now, the question is, how will fate, or if we were the person to punish him, how we will punish him? Because of his act, somebody died. If you see the normal courts that we see in our life, what is the best they can do is, if you kill one person or 10 people, what is the maximum they can do? They can give you death sentence. They can give you a death sentence. Or they can give you a lifetime imprisonment. They'll say double lifetime, triple lifetime, whatever it is, that is all they can do. Whether it is 1 or 100 or 1,000, it's the same. Maximum is death sentence. Otherwise, it is life sentence. They'll say 5 life sentence at the same time. But life is only once as per the local laws, right? They don't go across lives. But fate doesn't work like that. The way fate calculates is, you are the cause for this death. How is this death impacting? Say the person doesn't have, his wife was already not there, only his children were there, and nobody else was there to take care of the children. Because of your act, the person died. The children grow up without a proper parenting. They become wild, and they also become some, notorious people in the society. They harm many people. When they harm each and every, whenever they do one harm, if they are going to be the cause of somebody else death like this, and in that family, if those children also, they are growing up without proper parenting, they are also doing like this, then you can understand the exponential impact of the small act that we do. And you are the root cause for all of these things. You will have to take as many births in order to undergo the lessons, experience the result of that one action. You could say, I just did that. Why so much? But if you have repented saying, I have done a mistake, I'll accept it. I know it is wrong. Then it reduces. When you don't accept that, that's why they say in Tamil, there is a proverb, Arasan Andru Kolvan. King will only kill you that day, in that life. Devam Nindru Kollum. He will give you birth by birth and make you undergo the results of what you did. So that means with a simple action, you might accumulate so many sins that can buy you zillions of births. That's what Swami Kuratarvan says. With Dvaya mantra uchadanam, you can kill crores of papam. But within the next second, you can invite crores of births. That's what we are capable of. So let us not get into analyzing this destinal mathematics. It is beyond. I'm just giving you a hint so that if we are smart enough, we should understand the network, the framework around us, and be sharp enough to come out of it rather than saying why it is calculated like this, how it will be calculated. Do you want to get out or not is the question. Question is, do you want to get out or not? Let's discuss about how to get out of that. Rather than asking why I was given this many life or this kind of punishment, meaningless. Everything is done perfectly. The guy who is doing this, he knows everything. Otherwise, let's not engage these kind of people who are not interested in real liberation or salvation. We should be very clear in our communication, right? So that means you have to get rid of all your results. Whatever you have done, that have piled up, saying you have to undergo. Everything cannot be given like how the courts are giving 5 lifetime. You have to suffer at the same time. Fate doesn't do that. It gives you 5 lifetime, real life. That's what fate does. So that means in a particular life, you can enjoy or suffer. See, it's not only for suffering, even for punya, you have to enjoy it. So whether it is enjoyment or suffering, you can only do so much in a given lifetime. So out of what is piled up, the piled up account is known as sanchita. It is known as sanchita. From that, a quantity is given to you saying, go, enjoy or suffer in a particular birth. That is known as prarabdha. That is known as prarabdha. Now, in our life, what is it that we are actually undergoing? We are undergoing prarabdha. As we are undergoing prarabdha, there is something called a sanchita at our back. It's a huge pile. And we are also doing more karma, that is adding more to that sanchita. Correct? This is what is happening. This is what is the account that we are dealing with. This is the accounting system. Now, if you want to get rid of all those results, right, mainly the papa, you have to do heavy penance through which you can burn your sins. Upasana. உன்வாட உண்ணாது உயிர் காவலிட்டு உடலில் பிரியா புலனைந்தும் நொந்து தான் வாட வாட தவம் செய்தல். That is what is known as all these things. You try to burn all those papams by your effort. And then through that, you can attain salvation. Have somebody attain like that? Yes, Vamadeva. The Rishi is known as Vamadeva. He burnt all his karmic results just by his penance. But it's a very, very arduous thing. Takes eons. Not everybody can do it. If you want me to name anybody other than Vamadeva, I don't have a name. Be some people who are well versed with all the scriptures, they might know it. But it's such a rare phenomenon. So you yourself trying to get rid of all these things through your efforts. Now, as you try to do this, look at the challenge also. We have to understand the whole framework. There is a challenge. If somebody is going to moksha, there are a lot of people who are not happy about it. Who, right from Brahma, all the devatas, they are totally unhappy that somebody is leaving samsara, not worshipping them, and going towards salvation. So they are not going to be happy. Shuyate kila govinde Bhaktim udvahatam nrinam samsara nyunata bhitaha tridashaha paripantinaha. The 33 crore devatas, they are the first one who will join hands and ensure they put before you as many hurdles as possible so that you don't go towards the pursuit of liberation. Samsara nyunata bhitaha. Their fear is this guy is going to leave samsara. Tridashaha, the 33 crore devatas. Paripantinaha, obstacles. They are going to create, put forward obstacles. To whom? Bhaktim udvahatam nrinam. Govinda. If somebody is saying Govinda, or if somebody is having bhakti towards Govinda and is trying to move up towards salvation, it's not going to be an easy task. And how the obstacles might be, to give an idea, to tell the truth, because by telling the truth only you are going to go towards salvation. Then you will need tapas, right? Step by step. Satyam shatena vignanam. If you tell the truth, they'll put 100 obstacles. 100 is actually a ratio, it's not an exact number. Sahasrena tataha tapaha. If you do tapas, they are going to put thousands of obstacles. Vignayutena Govinde Nrunam Bhaktir Nivaryate. Govindaha. If you say Govinda, they are going to put immediately 10,000 obstacles. With bhakti, if you say Govinda, they are totally unhappy. They'll put as many obstacles as possible. This is the group you have to fight with. And you are saying that I will sit and do japam. By my effort, I will try to attain salvation. You already have your own karma. And there is an entire army, all those devatas who you worshipped till date, they are your best enemies the moment you have started thinking about moksha. And then comes your upasana for janmantara sahasreshu. I mean, are you serious? You want to do this? Is the question. Vartate me mahat bhayam. Hearing this, Arjuna says, given this body, given this environment, given all your conditions and all those things, I don't think I'll get moksham at all. After the fear, next what comes? Shokam. He's like shattered. I lost moksha. Forget it. Ma suchaha. Do not worry. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. That is prapatti. So then Perumal says, you know what? Who is doing all these things? Me. I am the person who is doing all these things. Because this is the Leela. With only one goal. That you have to come to me. No, if you want to do it by yourself with ahankara, what is the point? Then after coming to me, you are going to think that you came out of your capability. Right? But the relationship between you and me is what? I am the master and you are my dear loved one. I am the Seshi and you are the Seshabhuta. So why don't you just embrace me? Why don't you leave all this arduous task to me? I will take care of it just like that. The only condition is you should be genuine. Be absolutely crystal clear that I am the one for you. All other things are based on your karma. All your relations, whatever you see around you, whatever is happening, everything is because of karma. If you understand that, then The only other thing that you need to understand is, other than karma, I am the one who is running the show. And I only created you. I want you. I am waiting for you to come to me. So why don't you just say that, I am coming to you. Help me to come to you. And that's all I need. Just say that I want to come to you. Ask me. But the only thing is how genuinely you ask. The genuinity comes out of your absolute clarity. That's known as wisdom. So during this Jnana Dasha, all these things have to go in. Where if the person keeps saying that I want to do something, okay, do this japa, do this homa, Ashtakshara homa, Ashtakshara japa, this many times, this many crore times, you'll get this siddhi, that siddhi. உபாசகருக்கு திருமந்திரத்தாலே உபாசகர்களுக்கு ஜப ஹோமாதிகளாலே பலன். For upasakas, they have to do japa. They have to do homa. Only through which they will get the result, phala, the fruit of Thirumanthra. Praparnanuku arthanusandhanattale palan. For Praparna, by knowing the meaning of this Thirumanthra. And what is the meaning of Thirumanthra? The Thirumanthra, all that it says is, in what are all the ways you are related to the Supreme. It says, who are you? It says, who is he? And it says, what is stopping you? And it says, how to get out of this? And it says, what is it that you will accomplish? Jivatma Swarupa, about knowing about yourself. Paramatma Swarupa, knowing about the Supreme. Virodhi Swarupa, that which is stopping you, obstacles. Upaya Swarupa, what is the way out? Purushartha Swarupa, what is it that you are going to get? Artha Panchaka, Jnana. Right? As this sinks in, it takes a lot of time. Again, as I said, it's a journey that the person has come through many births. There is also another track, that is grace track. In the grace track, it is just like that. In an instant, you might get everything. Alvar got everything just like that. You might also get through that. So you cannot underestimate anybody saying this guy he is not yet at this level. So you should always give opportunity, but you should not force or coerce. Give opportunity as and when it comes. You know what? This is the best thing. Do you want to try it? Why you want to go behind all these things? No, I don't want to try it. It's okay. Don't throw them off. When they come again repeat the same thing. Give them opportunity, but don't say you have to go only through this. You have to be only like this. That is meaningless. That's where the problem is. Without proper appraisal, that's only because of the lack of wisdom inside this person who is, just performing only Samashrayanam as a ritual. That's not the intent. It is very good that Panchasamskaram can be performed. Panchasamskaram is only a ticket. Sharanagati or Prapatti is the actual thing that is going to, you need, the approval from that side. You might have the ticket, you might have the visa, you can even go to the other country. When you stand in the immigration, if they reject you, you have to come back. Right? Sharanagati is Sharanavaranam, where the Angikaram is done by the Supreme. He accepts your Sharanagati. Until that happens, and that which stops him from doing that Angikaram is your Pratishedham. That is, you are not 100% clear. You are not genuine. That is, your Jnana is not full, complete. When you have not acquired wisdom, Jnana when it is complete, knowledge when it is complete, it is known as wisdom. Knowledge is actually at a field level. Knowledge about, materials. Knowledge about life, like biology. Knowledge about materials, physics, the laws and all those things. So you have different fields. So anything that is about various fields is knowledge, and the entire complete knowledge is known as wisdom. That is jnana. Now, as the jnana increases towards completion, as the ajnana fades away, under an acharya, when somebody is going through this rigorous exercise. Now, based on the person's vehemence and his spiritual maturity, some people might be asked to do this japa. You finish it because you will not understand it now. Go through it and then come. Because the person repeatedly keeps saying, I want to do this. I want to do something. How can I leave everything and how Perumal will do? I have to do. Okay, go do upasana. Keep counting. It's okay. Other one is prapatti. Get into this. Leave everything. Any questions so far?
Kiran Kumar Swami, any questions, Swami? Or anybody else?
I've not yet completed. I just wanted to have a checkpoint. If somebody is having any doubts here so far, I can address that and then we can move forward.
Swami, what is the inflection point, Swami? Low karma, so it is only through grace we can even get at Acharya's feet. It is through only grace we can even get that vasana.
See, it's very difficult to. I know the answer, but it's very difficult to comprehend for many of us. It is an intersection actually of two things, right? Perumal, he is continuously doing his work. It's known as Krishi. Bhagavan is doing the Krishi. Krishi is actually action, effort. He's continuously putting effort. Why he has to put an effort? He can give kataksham. If he can give kataksham, he can give kataksham to everybody. Then what is the point in having Leela Vibhuti? So the whole point is this person has to go through. So the Atma has to go through this journey of knowledge development. It's known as the knowledge voyage. What is it known as? It is known as Jnana Yatra. The Atma Yatra is known as Jnana Yatra. It's very long. At different point in time, we will be at different knowledge level. And we have already told in many of our sessions that each and every knowledge level is actually a religion. So we don't disrespect any religion, but we try to understand what is the knowledge level that is present in that particular religion and keep it at that. So we know what they are talking about. When the knowledge level is complete, we will find that we are in Vaishnavism. So Vaishnavism is not like any other religion, or for that matter, no religion is like others. Every religion is a knowledge level. Step by step, it will take you towards the wisdom. And when you have attained wisdom, you look around, you will be a Vaishnavite. As simple as that. Same could be told by others also. We don't care about that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everybody can say, ours is the complete wisdom. That's okay. They have the right to tell. It's for them to believe. There are believers for that. We respect that also. And they will also tell the same thing about us. Yeah, you also call yours the supreme, the best. And we respect that also. It's okay. Right? So, which means the same thing could be told by somebody else, a preceptor, for somebody else who is a seeker in some other religion. So how do you know which is the best? No, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You have to keep moving. That's the whole voyage about. You have to keep moving. When it comes to Sri Vaishnavism, you will start getting what is known as realization. Right? Again, realization can be again challenged because there are realization and hallucination, both are on the positive Y. But one is on the positive X and the other one is on the negative X quadrant. Both are on Y, positive Y only. Realization as well as hallucination, both are at extremes. Only thing is, this is realization, this is unrealization. It is hallucination. So even that can be challenged. So you see, there are so many things. It becomes more and more complex. It's not an easy task. Ekam yadi bhavet shastram jnanam nissamshayam bhavet. Bahutvaadhika shastranam jnana tattvam sudurlabham. If the shastram is only one, ekam yadi bhavet, shastram ekam yadi bhavet, there will be absolutely no doubt or anything. Shastram nishamsayam bhavet. It will be completely unambiguous, crystal clear. Bahutvaadhika shastranam jnana tattvam sudurlabham. Acquiring that wisdom is not a joke. So why such a difficult task? Somebody says, I want Olympic gold medal. You can go give it to a goldsmith, order it, and you will buy it. What is the point? You have to cross your district level, state level, national level, cross all the politics and the corruption and all those things through your merit. If you are lucky enough, then you go to the Asia level and then continent level, then at the Olympic level, then you have to perform. Why I have to run so much if somebody asks? Whether you want to do it or not is yours, your choice. You want to sit and you have money, you buy it and say that I got an Olympic medal. Many people might believe it, but you know deep inside you don't deserve it. You are a comedy inside yourself. So why bother about others thinking about yourself? At some point in time, you yourself will laugh at yourself, right? So similarly, simply is asking why it is like this. This is what is the design. This is what is the game all about. You don't have an option to bail out. You have to go through this. Given these fixed things, what do you want to do? You still have an option. What is that? Go to samsara under the name of enjoyment, suffer more. And then what will happen? You will come back here only again. That part is only hallucination. This is the true realization. You can go as much as you want, as many times as you want. You can try, keep trying. And you don't know how many births we have actually tried this. That's so sad that we don't even know that. So what is the way out? That is where I said the intersection. So he doesn't want to interfere or force you to get to salvation. That is meaningless. At the same time, if he leaves you, you are never going to come to him. Right? At the same time, if you are going to leave these people, they are not going to come to you. They will keep on, continuing with their karmic journey. So what is the intersection? The intersection is where he is trying his best and somewhere you are also cooperating towards that. All right? And when these two intersect, when it clicks, he should also be seriously interested in you and you should also cooperate. When that clicks, at that point itself, the journey begins. That point itself, the journey actually begins. That is when you will start getting various suchana. You will get hints. You will get to know certain people who would be clearing out all those things that are cluttered and blocking inside you. They'll clear it. Just by their association, you will feel very comfortable. And you will feel that you are progressing. And you will feel that it is very sensible. Right? Well, this can happen in any kind of religion. Yes, it can happen. So what? It's okay. And then, in this journey, in this journey towards moksha, you will start getting a connect with the Supreme. That's the beauty of this. You'll start getting a connect with the Supreme. And this is only experiential. Unless you experience it. No matter how much we can tell to a person who doesn't have the faculty of vision. The person doesn't have the faculty of vision. No matter how much you try, you cannot explain what is the color. Right? You cannot explain what is a color to a person who cannot see. How much you try, no matter. So these are experiential as such. That means we should experience. The other thing is, we can also identify the person who is experiencing it by the person's lifestyle, the kind of faith that person has, the kind of simplicity the person has, the kind of miracles that are happening around him. Pratyayam, simple, sensible lifestyle, compassionate towards everybody, niswartha, there is no selfishness, living for others, right? Having strong faith in the Supreme, and whatever happens around them, it happens like magic. These are all the things that can be apparently seen around those people who are already going through this. Again, there are always, as usual, the real and the shadow objects around. They will look almost real. Right? The real and the fake. That is always there. That's part of the game. I mean, otherwise there is no kick for him. If everything is green channel, what is the point? Go to the red channel, convince, and then without bribing, you come out. Right? So it is not an easy thing. So when somebody is approaching you, not simply doing samashanam and then say you have to follow this, you have to follow this, you will get moksha. That's not fair. You have to engage with them through a dialogue, through multiple sessions. You have to invest your time. That is what you are meant for. An acharya's full-time job is to only ensure he can take somebody to moksha. That is why he is sent or he is designated as acharya. Not to enjoy the benefits from the shishya, not to enjoy some post or power or authority. He is actually an agent, a true agent of the Supreme, to help the Supreme attain some souls who are not even responding for eons. Right? So when it comes to understanding this, you understand that he can only get us out of this. I surrender. And when he says I surrender, I truly, completely surrender. That means you should know the Supreme. What is his capability? Sarva Shakti. Omnipotent. Sarvagyaha. Omniscient. Sarvantaryami. Omnipresent. So he is everywhere. He knows everything. He knows about everything at every point in time, at every location. He knows about anything at any point in time, at any location. And he can do anything. Omnipotent, Sarva Shakti. If he can do anything, This whole samsara, he can just make it disappear like this and then reappear like this. He can make it reappear like this. That's what is Sarva Shakti. Once you know this person is capable of so much, then you have some comfort. That's when you leave everything to him. That is prapatti. For those who have not reached that level, you can keep counting for births. Now, after realizing this prapatti, once your jnanam is complete, once the jnana is ripening, now it has become the fruit, the natural thing that you will do is you will accept him. You will accept only him as the upaya, the means towards salvation. You wouldn't say, I did something. I held his feet. Or I did upasana. Rather, I did nothing. He is the one who will come and who will take. It is just a mere understanding of this particular thing that he is the one who is going to relieve us. Very simple understanding of the fact that he is the one who will relieve us from this. By no other means we can get relieved. If we get this inside our head, and if we truly live as per that understanding, that is what is prapatti. Prapatti is not saying, I have held Perumal's lotus feet, he will give me moksha, which means you have held. So you are going to think that, look at so many people, they have not come. I have come because I have done some punya. Many people I keep hearing, they'll say when they come to temple, I don't know what punya I did, that's why I have come here. I don't know what punyas were done by my ancestors, I have come here. For some small 1 or 2 paise or 2 cents punya, if you can come to such holy places, for all the sins you have done, you should be actually, you should have a PR, permanent residence in the hell, no? For all the papams that we have piled up in our account, we should be a PR. We are saying that for some small punya of some ancestors or our punya in previous birth, we have been given this. Nothing. Should never ever utter those kind of things. Am I audible?
Again, Swami. Very audible.
Am I clearly audible?
Very audible.
So, from Jnana Dasha, we move on to what is known as Varana Dasha. Prapatti is all about Varana. Varana means accepting that he is the Upaya. Just only that much. And that is not merely a knowledge. That's an understanding. That's a realization that can actually make us practice or live up to that level of knowledge. It's not merely some data that goes in. Knowledge is data. Yeah, I know he is the Upaya. I know he is the reliever. He is the one who will relieve me of this. I know. I understand. I realize. And I follow. That means, what do you mean when you say you follow? You will not do any, you will not put any effort. You will not do any action towards getting that moksha. You will not say, if I go around this temple 3 times or 10 times, I can ensure that I will go to moksha. No. Then what do? What is the next step for you? You have acquired jnana. Now you have done the upaya varana. This acquiring of jnana is known as jnana dasha. That is what one should be doing by sitting under an acharya for many years. Now, based on the appraisal, the Acharya, as I said, multiple things. One is Kataksha, like Embramanar. Just like that, he can give the Kataksha to Ranga Vilidasar or Yajnamurti, or they can do just like that. That is one way of doing it. Another way, they know what is the level at which the other person is, based on which they will speed up the Upaya, the Jnana Dasha. That will speed up. The third thing is, it will take time. Kataksha is instantaneous. If the seeker is already at a, rear stage or at the last stage, right? At the end of that stage, it will be fast. It will be quick. But if the person has just begun, it is going to take time. Without Kataksha or without having crossed all those levels, if he is just beginning, it is going to take time. So every seeker will be at different levels. You cannot put everybody in the same umbrella. So all these Upanyasams and all, they can only give you Ruchi. You don't know who you are targeting. Can I teach Mumukshupadi? Can I teach Sri Vachana Bhushanam to all online? No, you cannot. You don't know the Adhikari. Without apprising the person, without keeping him under your radar, you do not have the right to do these things, because you are going to actually harm those people, because they are going to misbehave, apachara. They are going to do more apachara, and you are the root cause. So the burden is more on an acharya than the sishya. You are going to do something like you are teaching something to somebody who has not yet reached that level. You are being the root cause for all their misbehaviors, apachara. All those things will come to you. It is karma at the end of the day. All said and done. No, I have done prapati. If you have done prapati, why you will do this kind of thing? If you have done prapati, you will stick to the orders. Shruti smritir mamayeva agya. Clear? So far. Any questions?
Any questions, Bhagavatas?
So far?
Please unmute and ask any questions or send anything to chat.
So now once the person has done a prapati, he has surrendered everything to the Supreme. What he should do? He should be engaging himself in those activities, right? That he will be doing there after getting liberated in moksha. That is kainkarya. He will be engaged in his kainkarya. But then prapatti is something that he can do. After that, there is one more thing. What is it? See, if you are fully involved in kainkarya, completely losing yourself into kainkarya, right? Then you are known as Jivan Mukta, like Nammalvar. You are already a Mukta, but that will not happen that easily. We cannot become Nammalvar in an instant. Nobody can become Nammalvar at all first. But anyways, somewhere, something of that sort, right? So that means you will wake up, you'll have to brush, you'll have to take bath, you have to excrete, you will take food. Nammalvar did not take food, he was Shuddha Sattva. We cannot compare ourselves to Alvar. So what is the next option? The second option, for a person who has completed the Varna Dasha. Again, you have to remember, it's an absolute surrender, after which then whatever you do it as Bhagavat Kainkarya. Do it as Bhagavat Kainkarya. And the Kainkarya is, what is Kainkarya? Kainkarya is you are serving the Supreme. But the Supreme has to tell what he wants, no? He has to tell, you do this for me now. You do this. Then you will do that. in the absence of him talking to you. For Nammalvar, Perumal talked to him. In the absence of him talking to you, what you will do? That is when you will follow his orders, which is known as Shastra. That is when you will follow his orders, which is Shastras. So which means you will live a life that will be completely aligned to your Atma Dharma, that is that which you are going to do after liberation. And because you are not yet Nammalvar, and because Perumal is not talking to you, you have to follow Shastras, you will also be aligned to Varnashrama Dharma. கைங்கரியம் தான் இரண்டு, அவைதான் இஷ்டம் செய்கையும் அனிஷ்டம் தவிர்கையும். இவைதான் வர்ணாசிரம தர்மங்களையும் ஆத்மஸ்வரூபத்தையும் அவலம்பித்திருக்கும். So based on your Atma Swarupa, you have to do things, which means whatever is told in the Varnashrama Dharma, you will follow it, but you will not follow thinking that that is going to give you moksha or punya. You are going to follow it because that will make Supreme happy. Shri Bhagavad Agnya Kainkaryam. I do all these things as a Kainkaryam, taking this as the Bhagavad Agnya. Why do we say Bhagavad Agnya? That Agnya is known as Kutreval. Alvar has told that. குற்றேவல் எங்களை கொள்ளாமல் போகாது, திருவடி கீழ் குற்றேவல். He tells something and you do this. That is kutrēval. So some people also say Bhagavat Prītyartham. Prītyartham is to make him happy, beyond any doubt. That is correct. But when you say Bhagavad Agnya Kainkaryam, instead of thinking that this will please him, you just do what she says. It shows Atyanta Paratantriyam. Thinking that bringing Rama back to throne will make Ayodhya peaceful, thinking that Rama will be happy about that, Bharata went. He said, wind up, I'll give you my Paduka. No, I wanted to make you happy. You have no idea what is my happiness. What I tell is what you should do. That is my happiness. Do what I say. So Agya is what we should follow. We should not think ourselves that something is going to please him. So we will always have to do as per his Agya. Bhagavad Agya Kainkaryam. The Shastras are Kutreval. They have been given to us, and when we sincerely follow it, understanding our Atma Swarupa and Bhagavad Swarupa, that itself is Kainkarya. In that process, when you do that, what happens is you are a prapanna at a very high level. There are people who have not reached that. You don't have to follow all these things, actually speaking, because you can lose yourself inside Kainkarya. But then why do you do this? Because when you do this, others will also think that we have to do it. Loka Sangraham. If you don't do it, what many people say, did Alvar did like this? No, Alvar did like this. Alvar did not eat. Why you are eating? Alvar did not move. Why you are moving? Simply saying Alvar did that, selectively cherry picking whatever they want and telling some stories. You cannot do anything that Alvar did. We cannot do. Or we should really embark into, jump into doing that. I will sit under a tree or something somewhere, sit and only think about it. I will not move my body. Try it. Nothing wrong. Pray Nammalvar and do it. Instead of thinking Perumal, you can think Nammalvar, Eramanusan, Jeeyar. Or think Perumal like Nammalvar, think you are Nammalvar. Try whatever it is. No problem. But simply sitting in this world and doing all nonsense and selectively saying, like Alvar, like Eramanusan. Don't tell the stories. We should not do that. So after Prapatti, you have to live a life that will guide others. You don't need anything. You don't need anything. Either you become like Alvar, which means nobody will question you saying why you did not take bath. Alvar did not take bath, he did not brush his teeth, but he did not breathe air also. Everything was Kannan for him. Either live like that. That is losing yourself. That is Jivan Mukta. Otherwise, follow the Shastras so that others, see, the problem with others, I'll tell you. If somebody says they are realized soul, these people, just by matching certain qualities, they will think they are also realized souls. This is a common phenomena. Some celebrity is there, some hairstyle is like that, means they'll say I am also like that celebrity. Some voice is like that, they'll say they are like that celebrity. It's a common phenomena among people. So what they do is, if somebody is a prapanna and doing certain things, similarly, if I also say Adiyan, Dasan, Swami Eramanusan, by saying these words and all, they think they have become like that. It should come from within, by transformation, not by miming, not by mimicry, not by imitation, not because it's a rule, not by imitating, not because it's a rule. It should spontaneously come. What at all I should do once I give birth to a child? If a mother is going to ask that, would you give in writing saying these are all the things you should do? It's a spontaneous thing. As the child is born, she's going to give milk, she's going to take care of the child. When you reach that level of maturity, when you go through that experience, it's a spontaneous act. Don't imitate. You don't have to imitate that. But people imitate. Beginners, they imitate. If you see certain children, they'll imitate their parents. In many of the extempores or this oral competitions or where they give speeches, they will talk as if they are like some 50-year-old person. They will imitate like that. That's a natural phenomena. So when a real accomplished persons are practitioners, prapannas, real prapannas, Jivan Muktas, or somewhere at that level. When these people see them, they'll think, see, they are not doing anything. They have surrendered to Perumal, they left everything. I will also leave everything. But what they will leave is only what they want to leave, not everything. So you cannot go and correct each and every person. Instead, those who have reached that level, they again come down. They follow all these things, but without swartha, without swaprayojana. They follow the varnashrama dharma without thinking that it is going to do something good for them. It as a kainkarya. In that context, these japams have to be done. Like in Sandhya Vandanam, you have to do Gayatri Japam. After finishing the Gayatri Japam, you should also do the Japam of Ashtakshara. This is mentioned in Nitya Grantha by Swami Ramanujacharya. That has been quoted by Swami Vedanta Deshika. Nitya Grantham is not available for us. It is Lupta. They have released some Grantha saying Nitya Grantha, but Nitya Grantha is not available. The original version is not available. It's Lupta. But the version was available for Swami Vedanta Acharya, Vedanta Deshikar. He has mentioned this, and this has been quoted in Sri Sandhyavandana Bhashya by Puttur Swami's father. Puttur Swami's father has published a book called as Sandhyavandana Bhashya, in which it is very clearly mentioned that based on various pramanas, Ashtakshara Japa has to be done after completing Gayatri Japa in Sandhyavandana. But the whole Sandhyavandana and the Japa itself should be done as Kainkarya. And this is applicable only for Traivarnika, for the first three Varnas. So how many times we have to do the chanting of the Sri Mantra or Thirumantra? This is the simple and short, sweet answer that I could give. you don't do it. If you are a upasaka, you can keep doing it for any number of births until you attain salvation. If you are a beginner, you have to follow the Shastras, do it as it is mentioned in Sandhya Vandana. If you are a Prapanna, you also do it as mentioned in Sandhya Vandana, but as Bhagavad Ajna Kainkaryam. So Ashtakshara Japam, and this is only for, because it is part of Varnashrama, it is only for Traivarnika as part of Sandhya Vandana. Other than that, we don't have to do this japa. If it is for the fourth varna, for Bhagavatas, please don't waste your time in doing japa. You are free from all these compulsions. You are the gifted ones. Kindly understand that the fourth varna is actually gifted ones when it comes to salvation. Kindly understand. I'm not trying to impress. I'm not trying to put polish around. It is very clearly, crystal clearly mentioned in Sri Vachana Bhushana Divya Shastra. Provided you are a prapanna from that varna. If you are not a prapanna, then you have to classify yourself as per the varna context. Once you get into prapatti, if you are a prapanna, you have more opportunities to easily attain salvation, the liberation, the moksha, the nitya kainkarya, the ananya prayojana kainkarya that the Supreme is craving for. That you can do, and it's very, very easy for fourth varna. So don't waste your time in doing any kind of japa. Some people even say japtavyam guru paramparayam dvayamam, it is mentioned. So we will do japam of dvayam. No, this is gross. Somebody is misleading you. Japam there only means anusandhana. Anusandhana is actually contemplation or research or analysis of what? Of artha, the meaning. So keep, the artha alive in your thought process, prajna. So for Sri Vaishnavas, Prapannas, Paramaikantis, it is only Anusandhana that matters. Right? So Japtavyam Guru Paramparayam Dvayamam means you have to not merely uttering Guru Parampara, but uttering and understanding the value of the Guru Parampara, with how much of grace one by one they have descended, ensuring somehow they will, get us. And finally, they have accomplished it through this Guru Parampara. Bhagavan was able to accomplish it only by presenting this Guru Parampara to us. So the Guru Parampara has given us this Dvaya Artha Anusandhana opportunity. So it's gratitude. Simply saying Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, and then Dvayam. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, and then Dvayam. That is, what are we doing? Again, another ritual. This is a gross misconception, and it's people are misleading. So let's not get into that trap. Let's be very clear. Japtavyam is Anusandhan. Where we have to follow Varnashrama Dharma, there we will follow. For the body part, like marriage, some death, some birth, for which 10 days of, the asaucham you have to maintain. For those things, you have to go through Varnashrama Dharma. That is what they have. If you don't follow, others will not follow. So in order to protect the Shastras for the beginners, you have to follow. When it comes to Atma Dharma, that's entirely different. So in Varna Dharma, where it says you have to do japa, you do it, assuming it is kainkarya. When it comes to Atma Dharma, on this side of it, anything other than Varna Dharma, you have to do only Atma Dharma. That which is aligned to your Atma Swarupa. Right? So given a point where there is a clash between Atma Swarupa and Varna Dharma, the preference should be given to Atma Swarupa. That is also very clearly mentioned in Sri Vachana Bhushana Divya Shastra. Vishesha Dharma takes priority over Samanya Dharma. How should I brush my teeth? Varna Dharma. How should I take my snanam? Varna Dharma. Some mantrams you have to tell. As a kainkarya, you tell. And then do it. But Why should you take snana? It is like a wife taking a snana, taking bath before going to the husband. We are the Seshabhuta of the Lord. So we should clean ourselves so that he can enjoy us better. That is the thought with which we have to take bath. That's what Swami Embrumana has told. It is in Vartamale. Why somebody has to take snana? Not because it will clean our dirt, so that we will be looking good in front of others. It is because we should look good for him, for his bhoga. So like that, we have to understand and move forward. Does that help, Kiran? Is Kiran there in the meeting? Yes, he is there.
Kiran Kumar Swami, any questions or any feedback, Swami? Please unmute yourself.
Adiyan Swami. Namaskaram Swami.
Namaskaram. Does that help?
Yes, Swami. It is clear, Swami.
I think you are afraid that if we say it's not clear, I will take another 1.5 hours.
I did not like this.
Adiyan was one follow-up question, Swami. What I have seen is, at least experience in my own personal life and or interacting with everybody else, is sometimes people are very ready to, I will take action on Laukika matters, for example. I will go and buy a house. I want to get this car. All of this is very natural to them. Right? For Kaingaryam or other things related to Bhagavad Vishyam, it looks like they're waiting for an order, from Acharya or anybody from above, and they're just, there's almost like a passive interaction there, whereas a very active, I want to get a car for me. Or if it's Bhagavad Vishyam, Tim, for example, we talk about
not
divination.
Not proactive when it comes to Bhagavad Vishyam.
So my concern, I think, and sometimes when we hear that, we should not be doing anything, Perumal should order us. Well, what is happening is, I'm just trying to understand what is the right approach here. Should we be proactive in reaching out to acharyas or
let us try to understand why they say that. Then we will know the right approach. The reason why they say that is because of their Papa Visesha.
Adiyam myself has done that, so definitely Papa is Adiyam. Yeah.
It is Papa Visesha. Once we know it is Papa Visesha, obviously that is wrong. That is why we should understand when somebody is coming at an acharya, why somebody has to come and do upasati, and then why an acharya has to keep him inside his circle is because the first thing that should happen is what is known as Papa Kshaya. The influence of his Papa should decrease. Only then these good things will go inside. See, my Swami, he used to tell many times, when certain Sanskrit statements, when it is told, it takes time for us to grasp it. So we used to ask, like, why it is taking time, or sometimes we are not able to memorize despite so many attempts. Then he says, how is it that you are able to memorize a cinema song just like that, just by hearing it once? Only because of Papa. No, it is because of interest. Your interest is because of the Papa. What is Papa? Papa means attraction towards materials. You are interested in these kind of things. That's your very interest is Papam. Papam is what? Yat tvat priyam tad iha punyam apunyam anyat. Anything that is against your will is Papa. And all these materialistic pleasures are against his will. So that is Papa. And because of our Papa, that one easily clicks. It works immediately. Right? A medicine takes months to work. Poison takes only a second to kill. To repair a person and bring him back to normal, it takes more time. To finish somebody, it takes only a few seconds. For a person to grow as an adult, it's an organic development. Just to finish that person off, it takes only a second. So it is because of Papa. If the Papa Vasana is more, Right. So if they are approaching a practitioner, they can deal with this kind of people. If you yourself are a beginner, better to stay away from such people because they can easily influence you. They can easily influence you. They can convince you that, what is wrong. After all, Perumal only gave all these things. We'll do all these things, finish it at some point in time, we'll go and fall at his feet. He is anyway Karunamurti. Will he not take us? See, even when I say this itself is very convincing. No? Do whatever you want. Then after finishing everything, just go and fall at his feet. Get Pancha Samskaram, do Prapatti. He is going to anyway take you. But the trap is, after saying that, at that moment, if you leave this body, you're going to get another birth. You're gone already. Thinking that at some point in time we can come back and then do this Prapatti, that is the height of foolishness. And see, this is what is reality. See, look at the Papa Visesham that, is influencing us. That we still think we have time. We still think we have time when we know the truth that anything can happen at any moment. There's absolutely no guarantee. We all know it. It's just that we don't want that to happen. And because we don't want that to happen, somewhere deep inside us, this don't want to happen is blocking that truth. And it says, no. We can't keep saying that as long as we have proper food and we are, very much attentive and do things correctly, we can live for many years. Then somebody like me says, hey, what if an earthquake happens? If earthquake happens, everybody is going to die. So what? Hey, let everybody die, but you are losing the opportunity. Why you're not thinking about that? For us, if everybody is also suffering like us, we are happy. What is the point? There's no point in. That is why we should know the spiritual maturity of those people. Apprising them, see their vehemence in that level. And what is the next logical step for them? Simply saying that, come to Srivaishnavam, everybody get converted. No, we are not those religions who are inviting people for conversion. They should naturally come to this level. And we should facilitate that genuinely, for which we should first have reached that level and we should practice it. And we should be genuine and help them and also allow them to leave if they want to leave. There was a person known as Uyyakondar at the time of Emberumanar, not the Purvacharya Uyyakondar at the time of Nathamunigal. This was at the time of Emberumanar. He was into Bhakti Yoga. Emberumanar did Upadesham of Charma Shloka completely, saying, come to Prapatti. He said, Prapatti, the Charma Shloka Artha is beautiful. Your explanation is extraordinary, but I'm not interested. I'm not attracted to it. எனக்கு அதுல ருச்சி பிறக்கல அப்படின்ட்டு. He said, somehow Bhakti Yoga is good for me. Then Emberumanar said, that's because you don't have Bhagavad Kataksha. Emberumanar said, you don't have Bhagavad Kataksha. That's why நீ வித்வான் ஆகையாலே அர்த்தத்துக்கு சேர்ந்தாய். பகவத் கட்டாட்சம் இல்லாததாலே உனக்கு இதில் ருச்சி பிறக்கவில்லை. Very unfortunate that Emberumanar did Prapatti Upadesa, Charma Shloka, Artha Upadesa to a person, and the person, it just didn't click him. But it doesn't mean the person is bad or something. I'm just giving you an example that you cannot say that everything will click to everybody. Our attempt should be genuine, but if it doesn't click, you have to allow them to leave, pursue the same Uyyakondar's works have been referred as pramana. Tattvanirnayam by Uyyakondar is being referred in Sri Vachanabhushana Divya Shastra's Vyakhyanam as a pramana. Such a stalwart he was. But he was into Bhakti Yoga at that point in time. Maybe after that he realized, we don't know. But the fact remains that even after Upadesham of Emperamanar directly, Ramanujacharya, he said, I am not attracted to this. I am happy with Bhakti Yoga. Alvar Emperamanar Jeeyar Thiruvileshanam. Ponadiyam Shankar.